Okay, Arturo. Could you tell us why you want to work in tech?
Um, Mainly growing up in Silicon Valley has really influenced me to get in the tech industry. You know, I'm really young and I'm at the prime age where the tech boom is just starting. So I feel that it's only necessary for me being from here to get into technology. And not only that, I've actually had an interest in technology ever since I was young. You know, I grew up playing video games and everything. I remember taking apart my first Xbox console and just staring at all the motherboards, the CPUs, the RAM, everything inside it. So that was really cool. I didn't even understand what was happening in there, but it was just so interesting and intriguing to me to know that all that could produce that entertainment that I liked. So I want to provide more for that for other people.
So you would say that your passion for tech is why you want to get a career in tech.
Yeah.
Could you tell me what you were doing then before Year Up and how you heard about the program and why you decided to join?
Yeah. Before Year Up, I was actually just working throughout college. I actually have my resumes here for all of you.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was first I was front desk at a gym nearby my school, and then I worked as a barista at Starbucks. And through those, I actually learned a lot about how to work in a fast-paced environment, and that really helped me become more motivated and more communicative, especially in Starbucks because it can get busy in there, especially during rush hour and everything. So I really had to sort of yell out what I had to say to all my fellow baristas out there and really communicate what the order was, what we needed to do, everything that was happening, because it gets loud in there, especially with all the materials hitting the ground and all that. So I really had to express my communication skills through that.
Great. So you are aware of the internship descriptions and sort of the tracks that we have. Could you tell me why you're a strong candidate for the track that you've chosen?
I chose QA. I believe I'm a strong candidate because I enjoy coding through HTML, CSS. I'm actually taking a JavaScript class right now, so that's really something that I'm really intrigued by. I just love how one small detail can make such a huge impact in the whole website layout. So it's pretty cool knowing that I have that power and everything just to create something beautiful or maybe something disastrous if I don't really know what I'm doing. So by doing that, I feel like it's really empowering in a way, but also nice to know that I can produce such a beautiful product.
Great.
And just one more question for you. So far, during learning development, what is the biggest challenge or growth area that you've faced? And how have you worked to overcome this challenge?
Oh, yeah. So at the beginning of learning and development, I was actually a really shy person. I never really fit in with the crowd, so that was really my biggest issue. However, I planned on talking to one or two people at least every week, and that was the plan I had up until now, and I'm still using it. So with that, I'm able to socialize more, get to know more people, and network. Even though I'm very introverted, I'm still using what I know, still being in my comfort zone, but still getting out of there. So instead of just going out there at once, I'm going little by little, talking to everyone, getting to know my colleagues and coworkers and staff members. So I really planned out what I had in my mind, what my goal was for L&D, which is to network and communicate and to grow myself. So I really planned out what I wanted to do, and now I have over 100 networks in LinkedIn, and I know over 100 people here.
So knowing, sort of your growth area in terms of communicating and networking with others, what are you going to do if you move on to internship and when you move on to ensure that you'll be successful at internship?
I would attempt to do the same thing I did here, especially in the first week. I'll be set in a new world, new environment and everything, especially since it's going to be my first time in a corporate environment. I'm going to try to talk to all my team members, try to get to know them one by one, and hopefully I'll just put myself out there like I did here. I'll make a plan to talk to as many people as I can, get to network with everyone, get to just be myself, be friendly. But at the same time, I know how uncomfortable that may be for me, so I am going to try to talk to 1 to 2 people per week, or else I'm going to get too stressed and I won't be able to function properly. So that's how I'll plan on growing in the internship.
Awesome.
So I wanted to ask you like a scenario-based question.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine that you were asked to organize a room with a lot of tech equipment. What tools and processes would you use to keep track of what's there and what gets taken out?
Yeah, well, I'm actually in an extracurricular program called Toastmasters right now, and I would use their method in a way because what they do is they have a sign-in sheet for the class. So what I will be able to add on to that is I will make some sort of function sheet or a sign-in sheet on Google Forms, and with that I'll be able to see who takes what out, what they take out, and when they took it out, and I'll know if they even put it back in the first place. So that way I know who's responsible, who's held there, and aside from that I'll also be able to just organize every specific component by what they are in a way. So all the chargers, I'll keep them to themselves. All the VGA cables, I'll keep those in order. I'll just have them in boxes. I remember seeing before, there's a tech lab in Europe, and they have just a simple Sharpie, duct tape, just rope on the names up front of the box. And so even though that may be simple, that's still effective because you know what's there. And that plus the Google Forms, I'll be able to know exactly where all my items are.
All right. So Arturo, what is one career goal that you've set for yourself, and what are some steps or some actions that you've taken to reach that goal so far?
Yeah. So one of my biggest goals is to actually join the military in the future. So after this internship program, I'm actually planning on working and going to community college at the same time. And for that, I'm actually talking to my best friend's aunt, which is a counselor at that school that I wish to go to. So by just staying connected with her, I have an increased chance of just excelling and actually enrolling into that college. Because she's also a counselor for my girlfriend, so I have a really great connection to her, and she could provide a lot for me, especially when I need support and help to complete that general education requirement while I'm working at the same time, because that can be hard. And after that, I actually plan on joining the military for about 2.5 years, which is one of the jobs I have. And then using that tuition, I plan on going to university. And after that, that's when I'll start working up and starting my professional career again. So I really have just the future set out for me for the next 5-6 years.
Do you have any idea what you'd like to do after you finish university?
Yeah, I hope on just continuing on what I'm learning right now. If anything else comes in mind, I'll just go towards that, aim towards that. However, as of right now, I really enjoy what I'm doing. I really enjoy the environment I'm in. I don't see myself fitting in anywhere else right now, but if the moment comes and the opportunity arises, I will take it, and I'll just go into whatever field seems interesting to me, or whichever one I fit in personally.
All right. So what will you do, well, assuming that you move on to internship, what is your plan for the first week? What would you do the very first week of internship?
The very first week, I'll make that internship my life. I'll try to go early as soon as possible. I'll try to stay late as soon as possible, or as soon as I can. I'll really just try to get to know everyone, and I'll try to first find out what is in the building, really. So say like there's a bathroom or lounging area, I'll just make sure I get to know the building. Like if I was already a worker who worked there, I'll get to know all the people I need to know, like the hiring manager and the team leader and all the important people there. Not only just the important people, but everyone else who works probably in my level. So really just getting to know everyone, making sure that they know I'm there and that I'm there to help is what I want to establish as soon as I get there.
Time for maybe one more question before we move on to
Yeah.
the demonstration. So I'm going to ask you another scenario-based question. This is something that a lot of interns face, so I think I'll ask you this. If you imagine that you have a remote manager who's always busy and is very difficult to reach. You've got a lot of downtime at internship and you're not sure what to do with it. Tell us about your immediate plan to deal with that situation and then a longer-term plan to address this concern.
Yeah, that's something I did this week. I finished the website sooner than I imagined. So what I did is I just asked anyone else if they needed help on their website. I'm a very altruistic person, so I enjoy helping others. That's one of my special talents I have. I really enjoy helping others, and so I would look at other people's websites. I'd tell them what they need to fix, what bugs they have missing, or on there, and just what they could probably add on if they choose to. So, for example, I was in the tech lab downstairs, and we were all sitting in a circle, and I would help each of the members one by one to see what they needed help on, especially with some of the skills I learned from jQuery so far. I incorporated that to some of their websites, see if they liked it, and I helped them benefit from what I know and me having that downtime. For long term, I'd say I'd still try to communicate with my higher up. Even though it's going to be difficult, he's really busy, I'll still try to send him an email to see if he could send me some information for the long time to see what I need to do for that week and then for maybe the weeks ahead if it's possible, so that way I don't have downtime in the future. So really just communicating as much as I can, just trying to reach him.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you, Arturo.
Yeah, no problem.
So we're going to stop the recording now.